Welcome to Waypoint of View. We're Jess and Miles, and we're on a worldwide journey to broaden our perspectives by putting ourselves somewhere new on the map. We have been back on the road, traveling internationally since January, and we are so excited to be going to a place we have dreamed about for many years. We are headed to Nepal to take on what would have to be our biggest adventure yet.
Here we go.
We just made it to Lukla, and we are so excited to get started on the Three Passes trek today. We spent the past few days getting geared up in Kathmandu, and the flight this morning from Kathmandu to Lukla was a pretty crazy way to start this adventure. We have watched videos and read about this flight, but nothing can prepare you for landing at this airport. It is said to be one of the scariest and most dangerous airports in the world. It has a short, tilted runway with a dead-end approach, and it's a high-altitude airport, so you're coming in fast. It's surrounded by mountains on all sides, so once you turn into land, you are committed. But we made it. I cannot believe we are here, and we are about to start our trek in the Himalayas. This really is a dream come true.
You want to be our trail puppy? We have wanted to trek in Nepal for years now, and we've had our sights on Everest Base Camp. We honestly didn't even know anything about the Three Passes trek until we started making our plans for Nepal just a week ago. But as soon as we learned about it, we were instantly hooked. This trek really is no joke. We'll be getting over 17,000 feet, I think 7 different times, and a few of those will actually be over 18,000 feet.
So we have hired a guide importer. This is Simber and Prim, and these guys are going to be with us every step of the way, and we are officially on the trail. We should have a pretty easy day today, about 9 kilometers to Phakding.
Phakding, yeah.
So it should take us around 3 hours or so. We have just made it to our first tea house in Phakding. We're going to be trekking between these different towns and villages and sleeping in tea houses along the way, like this one. We have beds and a bathroom. Most of the time it'll be a shared bathroom, but at least for tonight we have a private one. And the owner even said the shower has hot water. So we'll have to see about that. But for now, we're gonna get settled in and then go have some lunch. So good.
Wow. For lunch, we are trying dalbat, which is a very popular local dish. It has a lentil soup, rice, a vegetable curry, and some fresh greens that we saw them bring in from the garden while we were sitting here.
And mix some potato and small Spanish curry also, and then eat.
Very good. I don't think this is exactly what he was explaining, but I struggled with the first bite a bit, and this just feels right to me.
We're just exploring around the village, and like Jess mentioned, this really is a dream come true for us to be here right now. We actually had a flight booked here about this time last year that got canceled when the whole world locked down. So when we started traveling internationally again, we said that as soon as Nepal opened again, as long as it was a good time of year, we would just drop everything and go for it. Honestly, a little over a week ago, our loose plan was to head to Turkey, so it feels pretty surreal to be here right now.
to find out if this water actually gets hot. It doesn't feel like it's even trying so far.
Will you show the camera that you're still in your negative 20-degree sleeping bag? Nice.
Not gonna be cold tonight.
Today is day 2 and we are on the trail. Yesterday was mostly downhill, so we haven't really felt the altitude just yet. But today we've got a longer and tougher day to Namche Bazaar with roughly 2,700 feet of elevation gain, mostly at the end.
But we might get our first view of Everest today if the weather's clear, so fingers crossed.
Today we've got a lot of these suspension bridges to cross, and they're pretty bouncy all by themselves, and a lot of them are pretty high, and we get to share them with all of the mule trains. We've got one right behind us as we speak. Makes for a pretty bouncy bridge. We've been hiking for a few hours now, and I think we're about halfway to Namche Bazaar. It's been a pretty easy day so far, but the tough stuff is yet to come. We just crossed the Hillary Bridge, which is a beautiful double bridge high above the Dudh Koshi River. It's named after Edmund Hillary, the first person to summit Mount Everest. And from here, it's all uphill to Namche Bazaar. I think we have something like 2,000 feet left to climb.
We just passed the point where we could have seen a view of Everest if it were clear, but it's pretty cloudy and hazy today, so maybe tomorrow. What a welcome to Namche Bazaar. We have made it to Namche Bazaar and we will actually be spending 2 nights here. We have an acclimatization day tomorrow, so we'll be exploring more around this area, which I'm really excited about because this place seems awesome. We're off to explore around Namche. This is actually the largest town along our trek, and since this is an acclimatization day, we'll be hiking up around 1,500 feet to the Everest View Hotel, and then we'll have lunch in a nearby village. But like we mentioned yesterday, we'll be sleeping in Namche again tonight. Hike high, sleep low.
We have just made it to Hotel Everest View, which has been here since the 70s, and for the longest time it was the highest elevation hotel in the world. We're headed out to the patio to have some tea and enjoy the view.
Well, Everest is completely covered in clouds again, but that's just building the anticipation for hopefully a grand reveal, and even without Everest, this still is an incredible view. We're coming into Khumbu now, where we're going to have lunch and visit a local monastery. And I know we're only on day 3, but something I am really loving about this trek is because there's no real end destination or one big summit we're trying to accomplish. It really is about the journey, and each day is bringing something new.
And the culture is such a huge part of this trek. This area is heavily influenced by Tibetan Buddhism, and from the prayer wheels to the mani stones and the prayer flags, it really is seen and felt all along the way. It's about 8 a.m. and we are headed out of Namche now. Yesterday after lunch, the weather took a turn for the worst, and it actually started snowing pretty heavily right as we were getting back to town. So we treated ourselves to a piece of chocolate cake.
And I even got my hair washed and blow dried for about $8 US, which was a pure luxury.
And it was really special to get to see Namche covered in a blanket of snow.
And now we have a perfectly clear morning. We're both feeling pretty good, and we have about 13 kilometers to go to Tengboche.
Finally!
We just came around a corner and we have a clear view down this valley, and we can finally see Everest.
So we are at nearly 12,000 feet, and these mountains are towering over us. Simber actually told us on day 1 that mountains less than 5,000 meters don't even get a name here in the Himalayas. And to put that in perspective, there isn't a single mountain in the continental US that even comes close to 5,000 meters. This mountain right here doesn't even have a name. That's crazy.
It's still pretty clear, but it's only 9 a.m. and Everest is already getting covered in clouds.
Are you helping clean the table? The trail has brought us back down to the river where we're having lunch. We're actually about 500 feet lower than when we started this morning. So we've got quite the climb ahead of us to Tengboche.
Today is definitely my favorite day of the trek so far. We had our first view of Everest heading up the valley, and so many other impressive peaks.
Did he just blow you a kiss?
Yeah.
All right, we just crossed the river and we should have about 2 hours to Tengboche. We've actually decided that that's where we're going to spend the night tonight because it should give us the best chance for views of Everest early in the morning, at least based on our experience today. How you feeling?
I feel good. My legs feel really strong. I do feel it a little bit in my breath, but all in all, feeling good. We have made it to Tengboche and about to get checked into our place for the night.
And there is an amazing monastery here just right behind me that we'll check out later.
Today is our biggest day yet. We will be crossing our first pass.
We're officially over 15,000 feet at this point. The creek is frozen, the wind is very cold, but we're making progress and feeling good.
You know, it took a while this morning for my mind and my body to get on the same page about what we're going to be doing today, but I'm doing better now. We can finally see the pass.
Oh man.
I am not loving the look of this last part.
This is no joke. We have been on the trail for about 10 hours.
And it's thundering. So this storm is not going anywhere.
We have never hiked in conditions like this. And we still have the Khumbu Glacier to cross.
I got nothing left. Physically, mentally, emotionally,